Okay, hello. Hello, everybody. Let me just check a few things. I will set up. Okay, I need to chat here. Raven is here. Hello. Hello, my friend. Come on. Sorry, I got a PC that is lagging on the side. What's happening here? Come on. Okay. So, Stream Element Port is here as well. Perfect. So what happened here? Bitcoin. We have quite of a pump, right? Not so surprising. I was kind of hoping we had a bit more of a retrace here before, but yeah. So I'm gonna shift towards that. It's before. Sun might be a bit high here. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, here I am. So yeah, I was kind of expecting this pump this morning, starting to shift my biases today. Well, just because we had very similar pattern over the past few weeks here, where we had quite significant selling events here, after each what I would call organic selling event. We had quite a much less organic short squeeze, and we had this multiple time. So I was seeing this as organic selling again, pretty bearish overall, but things start to shift quickly. While especially when I saw that all the short position were closing here, even with pounding going up, but you see that for that much open interest closing in such a little spread, wow. That means to me that, yeah, big player were closing short here, which was pulling price up basically for the bounce here. Well, initially you have open interest growing at the beginning here. Big aggressive buying, big aggressive buyers pushing into short liquidation, which they reach here mostly, but after you see it keep grinding down. And not long getting trapped, but rather a big short getting closed. Now we can start to see a bit of FOMO long. Not sure yet where this is gonna lead us, where this is gonna stop. But I'm for now baiting for a lower high still. Or of course we had also a completed count here. . Was very unsure about this for a low. When it printed, we could have extended the wave a bit more. But especially after we took that high here, that showed me a bit of extra strength here, especially as you have your kind of ABC move. You took liquidity above your high here, and you have your corrective move. So yeah, that could have been a good wave 4, but at the moment you take that high, while you start to print an expanding diagonal instead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I was kind of hoping for this to maybe retrace a bit more, take a bit more liquidity downside here. About starting to shift more bullishly, well, initially here, and I compound long here. Personally, to look for that short squeeze pump on a weekend. It happened prior to the weekend, so I guess we're gonna have the pump on the weekend. But the idea for me is that even if we... Well, we see both, but I will be more tempted to consider this as a wave 1 down, and whatever we do here as a wave 2. Can try to do a count. It seems clean enough because we have an expanding diag, so we have a wave A, B, and a thin process here. If we take, fill the fair value gap here to 1, 1. I will not exclude potential for this to be more aggressive, but as we are stalling here already, I think, around 27k seems to be enough. Should we take that high still, which is maybe that's all we get. As it looks right now, it looks perfect as a wave 3, 4, 5, as a 3. I guess if I measure the move here, or even maybe a bit higher, maybe it's intermediary 3 here. We could be taking the high again, retracing again, like a bit of a range, or maybe tighter range. Ideally, that's what I would be looking for. Now, compared to the event I show you prior, there was a chart. Maybe I can do this in 2 here. Where were we? Yeah, here. If we are in a similar move than this, it's possible the structure at the end not gonna be quite clean. So, for example, it's possible it's finished here already. It's kind of a guesstimate here. Can see if it starts to get acceptance back below 26.7, well, that might be not a good sign, or a good sign for downside. But what I mean is here we don't really have any kind of clean finish at the end. We don't have our fifth wave. We have our spike of volume at the very high. Here the same. I could zoom in a bit, but you have what look like very impulsive volume with the biggest volume on the last candle. So usually that, well, when you get this, you consider this as a wave 3. You wait for the 4th, 5th to short, That's what it should be, but this move has been really short-lived, right? And kind of seems incomplete. So if we are to reproduce the same, well, We'll see. Maybe it's going to be organic. And there's also a bullish potential outcome here. Or in between, I can talk about. The sound is brilliant. A new mic? No new mic. Oh, I set up NVIDIA broadcast like a few weeks ago, I think, with mic clean up the sound, especially when I play music around me. Hello, Jenny. Hello, Queenie. And hello, Audrey. So yeah, still looking for short again. Yeah, basically. I'm gonna keep what I have here on the long side. You know, I took a quick take profit because the long that I took here, I took them as a scalp. I think that was a little one here. And so I took profit here. I had another take profit above the high here because, well, that was a liquidity. And I think it's golden pocket as well. Yeah. The rest, I'm probably gonna keep it on edge. I'm not really much fully repositioned and short yet. You know, I had take profit on the way down, especially on the last leg here, and I went out of most on taking that high. So well, we'll see. But you know, if we get acceptance back, especially in previous value high here, into previous value, well, you know, I'm going to chase a short down maybe, but not so much of a peak though. Hey, Leaks T is here. Mike B. Yes, look like it could sweep previous week high. Okay, I'm gonna take a look at the rest as well. Oh, I need to change the music because there's just pro song playing in. Okay, let's say that. Oh yeah, let's clean that up a bit. Sorry, once again, my chat is not that clean. I went out for a few groceries and I didn't quite clean up before the stream again. Where is my bear count? Still here. Okay. So the idea of the bear count here, let's delete that maybe, is that I'm mostly interested still in 25,300. Really next big long opportunity. That was what I was looking for as we went down here. That was really where I was preparing to long before I shift. But if we finish the wave 1 here, it will be wave 1 of 5th. So what could be happening here if this count is correct is that we could be printing an ending diagonal here to finish the 3rd. Because otherwise you see how with such a big move the standard target for a 3 will be much lower here. So to be able to finish that higher degree wave 3 here, well, what I could see is an ending diagonal, which would make sense, you know, you sweep the low finally, but well, after sweeping that low, you know, you can have a bit of a bounce again, and then come back, sweep again, you know. No, we'll see how it behave. I'm not sure, because there's still a bullish potential, especially as we didn't so far bridge that low, and as long as we don't, we can keep in mind the bullish alternative. Which is this basically, right? Instead of having a wave 2 here, well, we have a wave 2 here. That would mean we will go into serious, serious pumping event in the coming days, week. But I would consider that count when and if we take this week high. Until we do, you know, especially if we come really close to it, I will still draw the hell out of it with my stop above here. And if we start to go more above here, well, I'd have to consider this as a 3. That would be one of the most likely outcome. And that would mean the correction is down and we find the bottom here. But, you know, as I said, I'm really still reading a lot of organic selling pressure on every of these moves here. So for me, this still remains just a short squeeze. And it's even less volume that we saw on the prior one, where when we were looking at this move, we really had like growing buying pressure on the way up to creating, you know, really impulsive move. And here it's even, you know, less. Well, maybe it's gonna continue to grow, you know, and maybe we get this move here with a big spike of volume here. But yeah, again, until we take that high, I will bet on a lower high still. And that's why I'm gonna keep a long position still open for what remain. I'm gonna close when it starts to obviously reverse. The third alternative would be the in-between WXY here. Delete a bit of that, not really needed here anymore. That could be the very tricky move. Oh yeah, all the levels still up here. Okay. Well, we don't need it anymore. Okay. Yeah, the idea would be FW down with an ABC down. So the same ABC in fact than for the bullish scenario, but instead of being the end of wave 2, it will be just wave W. And what we are seeing here will be wave X. And we'll go down again for an ABC. Or WXY or something else. That would allow to sweep the high here and still find resistance. Not sure I'm gonna take the chance to show that if it happens. We'll see how the context is. You know, I would probably want to see either a deviation, and you know, in that, if we start to have a range above the 27,600 high, well, I will trade the range as it is, and if it breaks down, well, I will be positioned. And if we have a quick move above, well, I'll reassess at some point. What I mean is, I'm not sure I'm gonna try to knife catch here. It depends when it happens. But should this happen, it might really well happen over the weekend here. Knowing that with that count, that's a nightmare count, because here I'm suggesting still a simple one with a 3-wave WXY, but or in fact ABC. But in 2-on-X you can have a lot of different kind of structure. It could be, for example, W, X, Y, X, Z. And still come back for Y, you know. As you can see how this has been a very important level. It's range low, etc. We have a reaction now. We're really wiping out liquidity inside it. So maybe it's going to continue to get very choppy, because in this area, sentiment is at the edge here. You know, after an SFP, well, you keep the bullishness, but after you get back below your important level and you already made an SFP of your range low, you bring back fear or excitement for bears. So maybe we keep doing that. I mean, this might be a new range, right? That might continue. But I'm gonna stay with my main plan until proven wrong, which is a bad one. DXY reversing. Bybit was showing insane bear CVD dump on Wednesday, and today massive bull CVD followed by this pump. Can't believe people are running away from this exchange. Well, yeah, CVD pump on CVD divergence in there, but I don't know. I intend to consider CVD in a different way now. I'm looking where selling and the buying. Also very comparing a lot between spot and derivative, and on spot between different pair, because we have been seeing the BUSD buying pressure leading to short squeeze, then selling off, just like we're seeing here. It's buggy a bit, doesn't update. Yeah, it's very selling off. Today it's by Coinbase that is buying, which is the first since our local top in that range. But we can see how spot is still selling. And here it's derivatives that are starting to reverse a bit more. And reversing mostly because of short squeeze, of short covering closing here. It has been so. Even if we zoom out, we can take on this one. Let's choose perhaps again. Where is my CVD here? Yeah. Can see how spot keep selling here. We don't really have in the negative funding so much either at the low here. So yeah, bull div locally sometimes it work great, but did we had so much of a bull div? Oh yeah, there was, yeah, okay. And there was a ton of shorts. Okay, so yeah, I guess that's pretty much my plan. Plan is looking for a short again. At the end of the day, we have a bearish market structure still. Now we are doing an inside between these two very important levels. Until we break one side or the other. And still I will be looking for buy on the break because I think, according to the count I have here, there's potential for still maybe a more downside in range. And this being such an important low, because it is the SFP of the range, there's gonna be fear and some capitulation below here, so you're gonna have liquidity to squeeze again. Am I short here? I'm mostly not short. I still have short position open, but more of the swing ones, but one from this week are closed now. Stops in profit. So I'm delta long at the moment. I see this could really well reverse here. It's what where are we here? Okay. And there's still short spilling in here. Got squeezed and inverse. I think there's a potential still to go higher, yeah, luckily. But I don't want to be too quick on the short now. It continue to, if it not continue up here in the next few hours, I trigger the short. Again, if it really get acceptance back below in 26.7 is, if we're in a wave 4, we could be dipping a bit below, but below 26.7 it's starting to get a bit more iffy for bulls. Below 26,600, depending what happened at that point as well, we'll be looking the order flow a bit. But that might be when I trigger the short, if we do get response back below and inside previous value. Well, that's clearly bearish, and at that point, you might want to see a bounce to short, but after such a thing, it's not impossible. You have very little bounce and you just fall apart. I mean, like we did on the previous event, right? we had very little bounce after the short squeeze here. Or here, if not none, in fact. Yeah. But I still have swing shot from higher, which will be stop. That's the thing here for me, you know. After that high, I set the stop loss for this for the most recent shorts above the high. On the higher time frame, I have my stop losses, or stop profits rather, above this key high at 27,600. Because if we go above this, well, my main bearish count is wrong, so I don't want to hold anymore. And well, I rather see if we SFP it, well, I re-enter and I get my invalidation, but I rather lose this in short profit. Yeah, I rather sacrifice a few percent here than looking at my short going all the way, rising my gains. 26,900 is previous month's low, acting as current resistance. If not claim, we can shop here all weekend going into a new month. Oh yeah, we have a new next Thursday for the new month. How is monthly looking like? That one. Okay. Yeah, there's not so much in clay. I mean, unless he closed back above the open, but... $26,900 previous month low, no. 28. Oh, wait. Oh, the low, not the close, sorry. Yeah, okay. I'm usually not using much of the low. I don't think that's gonna matter so much if we close above or under this. The weekly, it's kind of neutral still. We had a pretty bearish 3-day, which will close on Sunday. That's gonna be more important. We close above previous month, previous 3-day open, which is daily here, yeah. And we have a daily level at 27,226. And you know, if kind of hard to guess when it's gonna stop, you know, because here you don't have much time to see it properly finished, neither here, you know. There's still at least a few hours when you can see open interest getting trapped. Right now it seems supported by spot because Coinbase have been buying heavily. You see Binance selling off, Bitfinex selling off. Not a great bullish push. Esta vista. And so yeah, maybe we are helped by stock market as well, because there is a good performance on the Nasdaq, Nvidia, which we have again today. Yeah, indeed. I don't know when this is gonna stop. Well, it's gonna stop for the weekend. Went through the 161. Oh, there is no volume here. I mean, it's not bad. It's performing even better than Bitcoin. S&P a bit less. S&P, I still like to see it go above here. Make you consider. But for sure, we had a crucial level. You can see it's, I mean, it was support. It's range value low. It was support here again. We have our breaker of the block here. Now we are back at it. There's so much, I think so much people looking at this precise level here. We don't know. I would really prefer that we go higher here. We finish properly, you know. I think there's the potential for a nice triple SFP here. When the deal is announced, we smash through 26.9. Yeah, maybe. I'm not betting too much on what's gonna be the outcome of US politics right now. I don't think that's changed that much, you know. We know eventually there's gonna be a deal, so it kind of priced in. He's talking about the debt ceiling deal. But the overall situation is not great at all. Especially, I think we had higher inflation than expected here on core PCI. You know, that means more hikes. And for me, it seems that they all know that they are breaking, they're breaking everything. I mean, I don't know how they could not know. And they're still doing it purpose. So, I mean, at some point, people in finance should be able to understand that. things are breaking down, and they're gonna keep breaking down. Could this potentially be a 1-2 in the lower time frame, or make this no sense for the structure? We have 1 A at May 12. May 12. Yeah. Yeah, yes, that's a bullish. That's a bullish night. I mean, maybe. I need to see it to believe it. It's possible. That's also why I'm gonna stay out of short if we take that high, you know, because this become very much possible in that case. If we go above 26,600, we can quickly see a big move. Potentially, yeah, up to new highs here locally to finish an impulse and then come back, retest the structure one last time. Especially with such a long wave too here, we can expect quite a hard move, should we? And especially with such a bear trap here. If things don't slow down here, it might really accelerate. If this is not rather a pull trap or more downside. Which I still read as more likely because of the very strong organic selling again that I'm reading on, especially on all of this here. You can see sustained selling volume coming here. Using support liquidity to sell into. And then when there is capitulation, you got a short squeeze, but that's all it says right now. To me. So yeah, I think that's pretty much gonna be all. Yeah, there is a lot of adjustment again. You know, founding often tell you which side is positioning here. At the same time, we can see on previous event that we had negative funding as a high. Why? Well, because market or big liquidity, what they were doing is that they were bidding a price on spot to hold price up and selling aggressively on derivative to fill the short support, which produced negative funding because at that point derivative is trading at a lower price than spot. But yeah, as soon as they pull the spot bids, the price just fall off the cliff, right? So, you know, it's interesting to look at it, but it's not just one way, not just two ways. Unfortunately, the same way here we have, you can see growing founding here, so suggesting a bit of FOMO maybe, but no, because it's just, well, here it's short closing, or sometimes you have very aggressive long, but like here, very aggressive long, but the aggressive long keep pushing until they squeeze the short, because there is still kind of battles between wells. I think everyone is oh, sorry. To them. Could you please explain how this kernelize script works together? And you mean template or my? I mean, here you have open interest and CVD for inverse pair plan for linear, and here you have CVD for spot. And the same here, I have founding for inverse and for linear, and here I have everything aggregated. Important when you do funding to make sure you have average OE weighted. But you know, as always, you want to see where position get trapped, especially like this. You know, here you have a nice example because you have your short squeeze. Well, you know, you have your trap short here leading to a short squeeze, move up, and then you have a big growing open interest in very little range, meaning that all FOMO is absorbed, especially as you know you are at range high, you are at resistance. So most likely this is FOMO that is being sold into. A bit like we could be seeing here, but it's not that much aggressive yet. But, you know, if you start seeing funding going aggressively up when you know you are kind of at resistance, or ideally higher, but that could be a good resistance as well. But where your candlestick charts look rather bullish for normies, when you feel you want to long because you got the impression that things gonna break up, and you see funding creeping up all of a sudden, most likely than not it's a trap, you know. And here the difference is aggressive buyers pushing into short squeeze, but they can frame the low. I think everyone is expecting we pump when the deal is announced, but we might as well dump. That's your opinion. Yeah. Yeah, to be honest, I'm watching what's happening, but I don't. Well, yeah, maybe we're gonna have something, but to me it feels so uninteresting, this debt ceiling stuff, compared to everything else that is happening with the rate hikes and the banking collapsing, and the simple fact that we are pulling out money in the money debt system, so it can only break. Now we know they're gonna raise the debt ceiling most likely, and if they don't, and the government go into a shutdown, at that point that might be a good bearish catalyst. But yeah, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, and it is more important that I say. Maybe the fact that the sign a deal, it means that every market gonna be bullish again. I doubt it very much. The concluded deal is based on some random guy that says something about maybe a deal on a Twitter space. It's hilarious how market moves. Oh yeah, yeah, today there is rumors that there is a deal that is made. Yeah, I think I'd rather look at the data here. Again, the main two things that made me long, especially here, Well, already it was obvious on the 1 minute order flow. Very, very much obvious. You got your PCI news, you got a pump that with no volume that just topped out short. Straight down. Wave 3, 4, 5, bullish divergence, lesser volume, ton of shorts pulling in here. Yeah. Coming in here at the low. Into a higher low. Into an ABC structure. Right, you have your impulse structure, you have your ABC structure, right into POC, ton of shorts coming in here. So that was a nice simple trigger with a nice invalidation. And the fact that, yeah, I saw all of the positioning closing here on the shorts closing, big short closing, meaning that likely we're going to break up, and seeing Binance keep buying up here on the BUSD. Now, unlike here, unlike this event, that was interesting to watch as well. Because you can see how you have BUSD buying up. Usually it starts buying, the buy pressure start prior to the very low. So it's interesting to buy the SFP of the when it started to do that. But you see the buying pressure until it reached a big jump on the derivative CVD, which means a short squeeze basically. Sweep the high here, and then you see sell-off coming back. So I'm kind of looking at this here as well. Buying pressure until you reach some kind of short squeeze here. You can see you cannot see it because it's broken, but there was a short squeeze as well on Binance, and then the sell-off. But the sell-off didn't continue, and they continued to trend up. So yeah, that was kind of a sign. And now we are seeing the sell-off coming back up. Can look at the aggregated CVD if Coinbase keep pushing up or not, but otherwise, Bitfinex and Binance selling off this, rarely a bullish sign. Traded the flow. Okay, so few thing I'm also watching. Oh, for our RSI is already here. That's gonna be a nice confluence. Or not, that's something I will be watching. I keep watching. So we front run a bit the support here, but almost touch it. And now we are already back at resistance. So, if we go a bit higher, we start here, and my 4-hour RSI is at resistance here. Great confluence. If it starts to break above, it's going to be concerning for the shorts, but sometimes you have a bit of deviation, so it's not necessarily full invitation. But that line going to be important for the momentum, That's also why if we go above our 27,600 high, that means that RSI going to go into overbought here for the 4-hour, but that will be a show of strength because it will break the downside momentum here that we have. It will break a range of line that you want to draw. But here, yeah, we're going to reach resistance anytime soon. And already pretty much hit at it. Daily it happened today before the close, so we can reject back to below 26,700 before the close. Yeah. Can watch where is the daily closing. to 26,700 would be important for the day close. Enough, yeah. Okay, so that's it. I hope that was helpful. Thanks everybody for joining the stream. I don't always was doing that, saying goodbye and thinking of other stuff. I just what is Scream doing? I didn't watch what Scream doing today. He's doing great after not reaching my favorite entry. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wait for some kind of correction to long this still. I'll change my Halcon strategy. At least it's good for my spot. And yeah, I was... Yeah, the stocks that look nicely bullish. Again, it's too high. I have pretty nice breakout here. On that's I think it is a weekly 200. Yeah, it's reclaim its weekly 200 here. Tech 2 Interactive. You know, but they have they announced a pretty big forecast for their business operation for 2024 and 2025. So it's possible that they're gonna announce GTA 6 sooner or later, and that might be pretty good for them, that's for sure. And the charts look not bad, to be honest, but yeah, it's a bit late for that. So we'll see if there is a consolidation at some point. Oh, and my stream broke. No, it's anyway. Thanks everybody. Have a nice weekend. Take care. Thank you. Appreciate all your... And yeah, see you also.